Carlos, you ever see something happen like that with the cleat on the mound?
No. As soon as that happened, I turned to Sarby and said, I don't think I ever seen anything like it, especially in that situation right there, bases loaded, and I'm just glad that he was able to finish that inning.
What was he able to do after getting the bases loaded to get out of it?
Yeah, I mean, that's what makes him who he is, Obviously, Hayes gets him on a slider to lead off the inning, and then he kept missing arm side. The 2 walks there. Even when they were giving us an out, potentially a bunt there, and we ended up walking that guy. And for him to get Marte and De La Cruz there, I think it was just the way the fastball and then the slider. He was able to locate, he was able to execute, and not an easy out right there. And then once he gets those 2, the job is not done. And I thought not only Acuna making that play, but for Sugar to get over to first base and execute the PFP play, unbelievable.
Was the cleat affecting him earlier in the inning?
Yes, but he didn't know. I was just talking to him, and apparently it's like I kept sleeping, and that's when he realized that there was a hole, I guess. So.
There's a hole in his cleat?
Yeah, in the shoes.
Okay.
Yep.
So one leg was not longer than the other this time?
No. So right now, no.
You mentioned the PFP play. How difficult is that for a pitcher, especially under those circumstances, to get off the mound there?
Just an unreal play from both ends. Acuna getting there, and then being able to hit him in the chest when you got a guy covering first base on the move. And then for Diaz to catch the ball, knowing that the game's on the line, and you got a pretty good runner getting down there, just kind of beating him. It was well executed.
Carlos, it had been a rough go of it for a while for Stanek. What have you seen from him recently that gave you the confidence to go to him in that spot tonight?
Yeah, look, man, you said it. He's been hard for him, but it's been really good to see him come through for us the last couple of times there. I know he's working really hard. We keep saying that the stuff is right there, but I think he's able to execute. He elevated the fastball today. He got chases with the slider. And for him to come in there and shutting it down, it was huge. Like the whole bullpen, but Stanek in particular, proud of him. And again, I'm going to say, we're going to need all of them, all of those guys. And today they step up big time.
This is obviously one of the teams that's trying to chase you down. I mean, how important is it just for you guys to get the first one there?
Yeah, look, every game right now, regardless of who we're playing, every game we know where we at, and it was good to see the guys, taking the lead, putting some really good at-bats against their starter. And then when they kind of got back, we kept putting guys on. We created traffic, and then the bullpen, obviously, like I said, but every game is important, regardless of who we're playing, and I'm glad that we were able to get the job done today.
What do you think of Peterson today?
Yeah, I thought the first 2 innings, the sinker was really, really good. He kept getting ground balls, and then he started elevating it, and then they got him, But then I thought he started mixing in the breaking ball and some of the secondary pitches and got through 5. But again, I think once he started elevating, they got him up in the zone. They kind of got him. But overall, I thought he battled, and he was a lot better today.
What did you think of Alvarez behind the plate today?
Looked normal to me, the way he received the blocks, swinging the bat. There was a wild, one of those fastballs from Edwin there it was pretty wild, and for him to just get to it. But I didn't see anything that will tell me, well, he's kind of favoring or anything like that. He looked like a normal and healthy player.
I think this was like his 5th straight scoreless inning or 6th straight scoreless appearance. Some of those were low leverage spots. What can an outing like this in that kind of high leverage spot do for him?
Yeah, I feel like back to back now on high leverage, and this is where we at. Where we're gonna need all of these guys. He's got experience. He was huge for us down the stretch last year, and it's been a hard year. But the one thing from him is he always won the baseball. He always available, and regardless of how he's feeling or how he's doing, like he's gonna go out there and compete and leave everything out there. And today he did it again, and man, we need that.
What do you think today's performance says about the mental makeup of your bullpen?
Yeah, I think it starts with guys that know and understand who they are and where we are on the schedule, but also the experience. This is not the first time for them going through stretches like this, and they know that they're going to go through ups and downs, and they just got to keep believing in themselves. And we've seen it. We saw it today, and we want to continue to see that because we're going to rely on them, and we trust them big time.
Just to follow up on the series and the importance of this series for at least that other team over there that's chasing you. I know the Giants have caught them, but as much business as you might have to take care of down the stretch, does it feel like you can kind of put the dagger in these guys at this point? And how big does that make tonight?
Yeah, we know they're good. You know, that's a good team there. There's a reason why they're in the fight. But at the end of the day, we got to control the things that we need to control. You know, we got to take care of business. We can't be worrying about who's behind us, who's in front of us. At the end of the day, like I said, we got to go out there and get the job done. I'm glad we were able to do that. We got to, sleep on it now, and, we got another one tomorrow.